Wow. I find this so funny that this is actually happening. I don't even need my headphones on. I just find it so funny how it kind of led up to this with this whole situation. And I'll explain why. But I'll say this at the very least. This is something I've been complaining about almost since the beginning. And now people are actually starting to take an actual serious look at the situation, and I'm just laughing. I'm laughing at how it finally kind of led up to here, and I'm just like, where the heck have you all been? Oh, okay. Pretty much what has been going on for the past like week the past couple of days is that as of late, so many people have been complaining about how their Joy-Cons are drifting. Now, if you don't know what drifting is pretty much when, you play your game, you're all done, and the game's still on, but even though you're not moving, the analog stick, if you're not moving this thing around, it's still moving in the game anyway. That's what drifting is. And that is a problem that a lot of people are now complaining about. And yeah, it's an actual issue. It really is. And I'll explain my story in a second, but like, dude, it's getting kind of bad now with this whole situation, because pretty much what is happening right now is that pretty much, it hasn't happened yet, but a class action lawsuit is almost here, where they're pretty much going to be suing Nintendo over the situation because so many people are now experiencing this situation. Now, it's not a class action lawsuit yet. There is a link to the website where you could like basically state your information, who you are, whether or not this has happened to you, and your story of what happened to your Switch, to your Joy-Con, and how it's drifting. And yeah, again, a lot of people are signing it. This is getting big, and honestly, I'm not even gonna lie, I find this hilarious. I find this hilarious. This is really just my kind of take on the whole situation. I find it hilarious. And the main reason why I find this so freaking funny is because, I said this on Twitter too, like, I like, back before any of this blew up, this happened to me so many freaking times. And when I stated my opinion on, hey, what is going on? Like, my Joy-Con are drifting. No one else had the problem. No one else had the situation. They were all like, dude, what are you talking about? My Joy-Con are fine. And I'm like, this has happened to me over and over and over again. Like, wait, like, guys, you're not experiencing this too? And they're like, no, my Joy-Con are fine. Yeah, mine are okay. Now, some people, on the internet has kind of say, well, yeah, I kind of had some issues, but the mass majority did not. So I find it so funny how this is all happening now. And yeah, this is actually a serious issue that Nintendo has to face because, I do believe that there is some kind of faulty manufacturing when making the Joy-Con. And because it's happening a lot of people are now like being more spoken about their opinions on the Joy-Con, and more people are saying, hey, my Joy-Con aren't working. And I will say my story in a second, but yeah, like more people are now just saying that, the Joy-Con aren't working, the Joy-Con are drifting, they're acting weird, and I even heard some cases about the Pro Controller drifting. Now, luckily that has not happened to me because I have the Smash version, I have the normal version and the Smash version. If my Smash version starts drifting, no, please no. But yeah, in here, I'll kind of like state my story as personally what happened to me and my Joy-Con, because I'll say this before my story begins. Four pairs of Joy-Con I have had, not including my main pair that I have now, but 4 pairs of Joy-Con I have had, they've all drifted. Let's begin my story, right? My first pair of Joy-Con, right? Okay, so I got it, back when the Switch came out. And the thing is, with my left Joy-Con, either like a pebble or something got into the left Joy-Con, so that wasn't because of drifting, but that, no big deal, right? I went back to GameStop, I was saying, hey, something's going on with my Joy-Con, it's not moving right. So they, they replaced the left Joy-Con, it was all good, right? So I have that pair of Joy-Con, use it for a good bit. But then over the course of time, I'm kind of realizing, even though I'm not like moving in like Breath of the Wild or like Mario Maker, it's moving on its own. In my mind, I'm kind of thinking, okay, maybe it's just the game acting up, not really my Switch or anything like that. So I kind of just look past it, right? I'm going about my day, I'm still playing games on it, but the more I keep playing games, the more I realize, wait, this is moving on its own. And as the days go on, it got worse and worse and worse to the point where I was like, okay, something's going on, because I go into settings, right? And in settings there is a calibration mode to make sure that your Joy-Con are okay. So I'm looking in there to see if there's a problem, to see if it's moving on its own, because it can show you whether or not the Joy-Con are moving on their own or if you're moving them. And yep, they were moving on their own. They were definitely moving on their own. So I tried the calibration system in the settings. That did not work. So it got to the point where I was like, okay, let me just go back to GameStop, trade them in, buy another pair with my own money, because, you know, trading them into GameStop, you're not going to get enough money. So I had to put more money down because I did not have a warranty on them. So you know what? No big deal. Yeah, it sucked, but it wasn't a big deal. It didn't bother me too much, right? So I got a new pair of Joy-Con, right? And the new pair I got, it was either, because I had two pairs after that one, right? It was either my pink and green one or my yellow pair. Regardless of what, you know, I get the new pair of Joy-Cons. I think they were like the pink and green ones, right? I get them. They're okay. Nothing wrong with them. I'm thinking, okay, maybe the first pair, you know, was just a fluke. No big deal, right? And later on, I also get a second pair to go with that. The yellow pair, which, yellow. That's my favorite color, right? I love yellow. Yeah, I love yellow. It's my favorite color. So when I got the Joy-Con, and when I took them out of the box does not do the yellow Joy-Con justice in any way, shape, or form. If you want to see what they really look like, do not look at the box, don't look at a video, look at them in person. They are gorgeous. So when I got that pair too, I was like, dude, favorite Joy-Con. Like my favorite. Hands down. I love them. And it seemed all good. You know, I had two pairs of Joy-Con at the time, and everything was Gucci, right? But over the course of time, just like the other pair, I start to notice they were drifting. My green and pink pair. And I'm like, wait, what the heck? Wait, are these drifting too? Wait a minute, what? So, and again, I'm kind of thinking, okay, maybe I'm overthinking a tad bit. Maybe they're not actually drifting. Maybe it's just, you know, something else going on that I'm not aware of. So I think nothing of it, right? So, over the course of time, just like my first pair, they start drifting. So I'm just like, okay, wait a minute. What's going on here? So I go online, I talk to some people, and again, they're all just kind of like, dude, what are you talking about? I mean, I'm not really seeing anything going on with my Joy-Con, and I'm like, guys, this has happened to me twice now. Like, is no one not realizing that there is a problem with the Joy-Con? Either it's that, or I'm just having bad luck, and I'm just getting a high chance of getting faulty models. You know, like, it's a stroke of bad luck of me just being like the 1% getting the bad models. So like, I'm thinking in my head, okay, what's going on? So more days go by, and you know, still not working. So just like the first pair, I'm like, okay, you know what? Going back to GameStop, trading them in. I don't buy a new pair because I already still have, you know, the yellow pair. So I get the money for it, small amount, you know, compared to 80 bucks I spent on, you know. So that sucked, but you know, still a big deal. So you know, I have another pair. I have a pair that I like even more. I love the yellow pair. I love them so much. So I'm like, okay, all good. The yellow pair starts drifting. That's when I'm like, okay, what the heck is going on? See, now I'm actually ticked off, because now I'm like, that's my favorite pair of Joy-Con I've ever had. They're drifting too? Oh, okay, wait a minute. No, this cannot just be a stroke of bad luck. Of me being like the 1%. Just getting bad Joy-Con over and over and over again. Like, no, like something is actually going on. There's actually is some kind of faulty manufacturing when making these, you know, like controllers, right? So again, I'm going online, and you know, I see some people that are saying, yeah, there is something going on, but the mass majority is not saying that. They're all saying, dude, what are you talking about? The Joy-Con are fine. There is nothing going on with them. Mine are all good, and yeah, like nothing is going on. I think you're overthinking it, man, or is it just something, I don't know. Maybe you're doing something. Maybe you're doing something to your Joy-Con. So I'm thinking, am I doing something to my Joy-Con? Like, am I maybe like pressing on the buttons too hard, or the controllers too hard, or just something? Am I like throwing them against the wall? Well, I mean, I'm not throwing them against the wall, but like, am I doing something along those lines where like maybe I'm like putting like too much stress on them? At the same time, I'm thinking, these things are obviously made to last more than a year, regardless of like, as long as you're not like fully breaking them in your hand, in your fist, you know, like, they should be able to last, and you know, be able to like take in at least some kind of like physical, you know, like pressure to it. It shouldn't be able to break that easily, right? So, just like my gray ones, just like my pink ones, they start to drift more and more and more. So it got to the point where I sadly had to finally just be like, okay, I can't use these anymore. I have to give them up. And I did. I did. And that sucked. And that hurt. I'm not even gonna lie, because I love the yellow ones so much. And the thing is, I could have got another pair of yellow ones, but I was like, or at the time, I was like, you know what? Maybe I'll just go back to gray, just get like the standard gray, so you can kind of just match the overall feel of the Switch as a whole. So I'll get another pair of gray, if I'm correct. I could be wrong about this, I could be overthinking it, but as far as I can tell, I got another pair of grays. This is like the 4th pair now, and just like all the others, they start drifting too. And again, that's when I'm just like, okay, you know what? Screw this, man. You know, I'm not about to be a pawn of Nintendo spending 80 bucks every single freaking time. No, I'm not about to play that. So you know what? You wanna know what I did? My next pair, the 5th pair that I have right now, right here, I got a warranty on them. Heck no. Like, heck no. I'm not about to not buy a warranty on these things anymore. Like, I don't know what's going on. Every single pair of Joy-Con I had, aside from these, have been drifting. And it's like, at the time, no one was talking about it. No one was bringing this up. And I find it so funny how everyone is now talking about this. And I'm just on the side being like, really? Really? Man, get out of it, man! So I'm just laughing at this whole situation about how it's now finally blowing up in Nintendo's face. And it's getting so bad that a class action lawsuit is almost on the way. Now the thing is, you know, if you have Joy-Con that drift, you know, definitely be in this, write your name down, put your email address in, you know, state, you know, like your situation. And the thing is also, I would love to actually be a part of this, but I don't think I can. And yeah, I had 4 freaking drifting Joy-Con, but like, I don't think I can now though. And the main reason why is because you can only, as far as I can tell, file your, you know, situation if you still have the drifting Joy-Con, which I unfortunately don't have anymore. Well, actually not really unfortunately. Well, I mean, it's kind of unfortunate because, you know, I would like to be a part of this and state my situation because this has ticked me off way bad, way bad. So yeah, but I don't think I really can be a part of this anymore in terms of like filling out my situation because I don't have the Joy-Con anymore. But hey, I'll say this, so these drift, then, you know, I guess I'll file it. But granted, I have a warranty on them, so I don't know. I don't know if I could really be a part of the whole, I guess, kind of situation with this. But like, yeah, I just find the whole situation so crazy of how it got to this point. And like, just so many people as of late now just stating their situation about how their Joy-Con are drifting. It's drifting, they're not working right. My Pro Controller is not drifting in it. Again, please, Nintendo. Hopefully you made the Smash edition of the Pro Controllers good so that they don't drift, because please no. Oh hey guys, one more thing before I end this video. There's actually something I forgot to mention in the video and I realized while editing. The Switch Lite, that comes out in less than 2 months. So if the Switch Lite, in terms of components and the hardware, the physical components and hardware, is going to be the same exact thing as in the Joy-Cons that we have now in our normal Switches, then this situation that's happening right now that's bothering everybody right now, or the good majority, it's going to happen to the Switch Lite. And the only difference is, unlike the Switch where you can detach the Joy-Con, the controllers, and replace them, you can't do that on the Switch Lite. So if that happens on the Switch Lite, then dude, you have to get a brand new Switch. You really have to get a full-on brand new Switch Lite. You have to chuck out another 200 bucks, so hopefully that won't be the case with the Switch Lite. They'll realize what's going on with the Joy-Con now and improve that and fix that with the Switch Lite so that won't happen, but that's an actual concern. That can actually affect your Switch Lite and you'll have to buy a brand new one. Hopefully they'll fix that, but yeah. Anyway though, back to the video. But yeah though, like, overall guys, this is just my opinion and my stance on the whole situation. Well, I guess to really wrap it up, my stance is, if your Joy-Con are drifting, well, one, before you even buy Joy-Con, as of right now, with the time of this video, before you even buy Joy-Con, get a warranty for them just in case they do drift. That way, you know, you're covered. You're completely covered, though, you know, like, your insurance that you buy will completely cover the replacement or, you know, extra money to give you to buy a brand new pair of Joy-Con. And two, if your Joy-Con are drifting, definitely, you know, spread the word, be outspoken on, you know, social media, and on the link, you know, like to the whole, I guess, class action investigation that, again, can possibly lead to a class action lawsuit. I find it crazy. I find it crazy. But yeah, like, definitely put your information out there about it. And hopefully, to anyone that has good Joy-Con right now, I hope they stay good. Again, this is just my whole, I guess, kind of stance and viewpoint on the whole situation. And yeah, guys, hopefully this whole situation with Nintendo and the Joy-Con can be fixed. But yeah, I'm gonna go dip. Have a great, awesome, and amazing day, people. Peace.